The great NFT show is back after technical difficulties. If you're just tuning in for the first time, this is the NFT show minus my two co-hosts. So I'm running this one solo. We'll see how that goes. For now, it hasn't started off so great because I started with massive technical difficulties. But like a phoenix rising from the ashes, Nifty Nick rises once again. So I want to bring up what we were looking at was the technicals. We dove into some of the stocks. We discussed the S&P, the bearish market structure that's existing here. I like looking at that at a starting point to get a good understanding of where we're headed. Separately, what I'm also looking at is the overall structure for ETH, if I can pull that up. Right now, ETH pumping at 1569. It's not a disastrous level, but it's not great. I'm sort of looking at like this kind of thing going on. That said, this line is the reason that we still have a bullish structure. I think it could come back though down here, like I said, to 1429. So that's the synopsis of the technicals. That's what's going on that front. We're going to discuss some of the biggest stories going on in the NFT space. And I'm going to pull up OpenSea popping off. We've seen a ton of volume going on OpenSea, and most of it all going to pedophile-backed art gobblers. I'm not going to discuss the discussing videos. It's not worth even mentioning. This is great. I can't click on anything on this page. That's cool. This is so frustrating. Anyways, Art Gobblers is the main project. We discussed it on our two morning shows today. The general trend going on, OpenSea is crashing my browser. That's the type of world that we live in, is OpenSea can't get their stuff together. We'll go to the homepage. We also see this other one, which I keep getting spammed messages about, which is Proof of Ethereum. Yet another historical NFT, according to the people behind it. I don't know any of the information about it. Shout out to them. They're back with historical NFTs. I don't buy the historical NFT meme anymore. It's just dead unless it's a CryptoPunk. That's the only thing that I'm interested in at this moment in time. So that's not big. Genuine Undead. This one keeps ranging. Right? We keep seeing it go up to 0.75, come back down to 0.3 is generally where it goes. The average sale is up at over 1 ETH at one point, but we always see these pullbacks. Maybe a good time to buy this one shortly. I'm not involved with I have no exposure to Genuine Undead. We keep having people in our community that continue to bring it up. I don't know. I mean, I'm not buying a lot of things right now. There's a couple of NFTs that I've lost money on, and that's what I'm the best at. That said, most of the activity has been consolidated to that one project. That said, the floor Bored Apes it does appear to be like around $100,000 is the going price for this. So we're seeing stability in the blue chips, and then volatility within new projects, basically, as usual and as would be expected. Art gobblers gobbling the market at the moment, and also gobbling up little boys, apparently. So I'm not going to be involved with that project. It came off of like nearly a 30 ETH. At some point, like the floor went up to like 25 plus. It's down at 18 ETH right now. To be fair, the project itself, outside of everything associated with the character of the people who are creating it, was actually pretty creative. There was also some commentary that I heard in an evening space with Farouk and Thread Guy and some of these other people, which was kind of offensive or kind of questionable considering the fact that the characters that they came from already have all this like negative rapport around this. So it's just not a good thing. Zora, surprised to see them, a lot of activity on that front. That's another marketplace. I don't know what's actually selling on here, though, what the source of this is. my guess is maybe it just got integrated into OpenSea, and that's why we're seeing it. A lot of the NFTs are worthless. $1, $7, 16 cents, 185 ETH for sad Doge. This is an original Doge. That's crazy. 185 ETH. That's a lot of money to spend on an NFT like that. Anywho, other action in the market. Art blocks continue to reign supreme. Chromie squiggles up at around 16 ETH. Meebits, I think I saw them go beneath 3 ETH at one point, but this is one to keep your eyes on. Similar to how we were discussing, or I was discussing Disney earlier on in this show as a stock that I'm watching that I'm interested in around $90. And even at the current rate, it's not a bad idea to increase exposure. After it had a pretty big COVID boom during last year's bull market, it's fully pulled back to some of its lows. I feel like it's a 2, 3, 4 year low there. Meebit's also experiencing a pullback. We saw it there sub 3 ETH. That's where I'm personally interested. The offers are going at 3.1. So I'm guessing we've seen some action. No, here's a sub 3 ETH one. So 11 hours ago, we saw one sub 3 ETH. $4,500 still feels expensive on this. But when it goes sub ETH at 3, it's pretty interesting because this is the primary exposure. This is one of the cheapest assets within the Yuga Labs ecosystem at this point. There's 20,000 of these versus 100,000 other deeds, which have seen the floor price solidify at around 1.25 ETH. Is basically where we've seen it come down after being propped up by another market that was incentivizing looks rare, restructured the reward system so that it wasn't being gamed here. So this is another area that we're seeing a decent amount of action. This always happens to be one of the most in-demand projects. But here's the crazy thing. A lot of WETH offers going on this. Like you can just see here over the past 3 hours, we see a lot of WETH offers. Sorry, excuse me. This is one project that I actually think is worthwhile making a purchase on. This is your cheapest entry right here into the Yuga ecosystem. The other thing that I would like in my own personal collection is a Coda. I sold mine for like 100K or something like that. I think we're down pretty low on this. I don't know what the floor is. We're about to see. I think it's around 15,000, something like that. 9.95 ETH. Yeah, basically 15,000. So 15,500. I'm interested in picking these up sub 10K. And I think that that's something that's a realistic thing. So that's where we're at. I see some people asking if you're wondering about my absence from London. I was still recovering from COVID, and I felt like me traveling was just, treat your health right. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not missing out on anything. So if you were wondering about that, that's why I'm not in London. I thought what would also be interesting, in addition to going through the latest market action, both on the crypto side, as well as on the, someone says, fix your settings. I already did. I switched over to Firefox. Someone says, why so blurry? I have no idea. Look, it's coming through nice. The recording afterwards will be fine. Maybe you should fix it on your side. Everyone should fix their own settings. I'm going to run through the latest NFT news, and then we can move on from there to wrap up the show. This is going to be a short version of a mini show with myself. So I'm going to race through a couple of news stories, and I'll bring them up as we find them. There may be a little bit of choppiness because I'm loading up more and more tabs. So that could be a source of friction. If you want to ask Nick, the person hosting this, what he cares about or like what his thoughts are on the friction with creating the show, I don't care. Like it really doesn't matter. Top story, hackers exploit apps to steal digital assets. Here's how to stop them. That's from NFT Now. Don't share your seed phrase, number one. Buy a ledger. Number two, that's what I recommend. SEC chair highlights crypto enforcement cases to legal experts. Gary Gensler used examples of SEC enforcement against BlockFi, a former Coinbase employee, in justifying the agency's approach to violations of U.S. securities law. I'll bring up some of these articles as I find them to be interesting, but most of them are not interesting right now. So that's where we'll get as they show up. Bank for International Settlements will test DeFi implementation in Forex CBDC markets. No one cares, but it does sound like CBD and people are interested in weed. So talk about that if you're writing a news story about NFTs. Solana-based lending app Solend gets hacked for $1.26 million in Oracle attack. Holy shit, the Oracles have been attacked. The Solana-centric, and I'm going to pull up this story so you can see it. Please forgive me as I take a moment to load up these stories. It's challenging when you're running it by yourself to be able to both manage the screen and speak at the same time. But here we are, and here I am doing it. Okay? Solana-based lending app Solend gets hacked for $1.26 million. Shocker. The crypto community has seen 2 significant hacks in the last 24 hours, and one of them stemmed from decentralized finance protocol Solend. Watch out, 1.26 million. If you're wondering, do you think the market's more interested in Solend or a pedophile-backed NFT project? And the answer is the latter. That's the one that they're more interested in. So most people aren't interested in the Solend crisis that's going on. The bottom line is, if you invest in a protocol, you're always at risk. Okay? We got another project out here coming out of Decrypt. Decrypt's the popular one right now for me on these articles that we're covering. Warner Brothers taps Nifty's Daz 3D to launch Game of Thrones NFTs. The name Nifty's is one of the reasons that we're actually rebranding ourselves. We haven't announced that rebrand yet, but it's coming soon. If you're going through House of Dragon withdrawals, which I'm not, I've not started watching that show. If you've been watching it, let me know if that's a must watch in the comments. The Game of Thrones ending was kind of not a highlight for me. It felt kind of whack, but here we are. So that, that's my opinion. They're launching an NFT to Nifty's. Now, Nifty's is backed by Mark Cuban and a number of other investors, in case you're wondering. And so they had a lot of attention as it applied to fundraising. They've also had a lot of attention as it applies to partnerships. This Game of Thrones launch is a great example of that. Warner Brothers has been one of the key brand partnerships that Nifty's has facilitated. And so it's unsurprising that they're launching these Game of Thrones assets. What's not clear to me, these are all avatars. Do people really want to buy an avatar's project? That's the real question from a licensed company. And it's not clear to me that that's something that the market is saying, damn, I need more of that. You know what I'm saying? And someone else said, not worth it at all. There we go. Blue speaking up. It's not necessary. So, yeah. Overall, people are saying no. So we don't need this PFP. We don't even need House of Dragons. I think it's really this combination, and this is just a broad thesis. Bear with me for a moment. The House of Dragons meme / conversation is simply because there's just not enough content and people are bored out of their damn minds. And that's really the real problem. As AK says, when are bus companies launching NFTs? And that's one of the questions that I've been wondering for a while myself. Here's another. Wow, we're going through a lot of Decrypt articles that are NFT related. Shout out to Decrypt on delivering this. I may freeze periodically as I move these things around, but there's very little that I can do. Bored Apes Other Side builder, Web3 only plausible solution to manage the metaverse economy. That's coming from Improbable CEO Herman Narula, someone that hopefully we're going to have on our show in the near future. What he was saying is he's quite skeptical of crypto and digital assets historically, but now, I'm going to fill in the blanks here. Now, after Yuga Labs has signed a massive multi-million-dollar partnership with us, it does seem that Web3 is really the only means to efficiently monetize and share value in a metaverse. We don't see any other way for that to be possible. It's just not feasible. Fortnite skins, nah. Roblox is economy that's been built there. Nah, they're not interested in that. That has not been proven. It's only multi-billion dollars. But in this case, he's saying it requires the possibility of other experiences to exist in the space, and sharing value between those experiences is actually really, really challenging. This is while he was speaking at Web Summit, a conference that previously was popular, still sells a lot of tickets, gets a lot of big names, but I'm not sure if anyone's interested in attending anymore. That's one of the things that's not clear to me at this point in time, but they are getting some quotes. He says it's the only plausible near-term solution. This seems like a scenario where you're sort of just like pumping your own bags. And so is that a relevant thing to say? I'll be interested in speaking with him on our show at some point in the future. But for now, I don't know. Here's an interesting article coming out of the Hindustan Times. And sorry, I'm just flying through a number of articles right here before we wrap up this show. But Solana, Holo, and Dogelands are leading cryptocurrencies that could see bigger price increases, according to Hindustan Times. I'm going to actually fade this statement. I think this is absolutely ludicrous. Like, how did Dogelands get thrown into the basket with Solana? Like, I'm not sure that this content is relevant at all, but it's very interesting that they've decided to write this article. It's a stupid one. So we're going to move on to the next story. Side note, Solana NFT users grew by 34% in October. I'm going to pull that article up right now so we can hop into it. And then we'll wrap up shortly. According to NFT Gators, one of the leading publications in the NFT space, NFT users grew by 34% in October, which is hilarious because the Crypto Slam data, if you recall that, and we can pull that up real quick, showed something completely different. Side note, the fact that this that my computer is so choppy is personally irritating, only because I have an M1, I forget the Mac Mini that's less than a year old, and it's already basically like out of date and slow. So I don't understand why that's the case, but here we are. Remember this chart? So this is the number of unique buyers, and it just like imploded. I think Crypto Slam, what we found at a later date was Crypto Slam's data is wrong. So we need to amend that, I guess. Now, I don't know where they're getting this data from. We're about to find out. Dune Analytics is showing total NFT volume on all chains dropped by 32%. That's pretty awful, man. Total of 845 million in October. It's getting rough out there. But Solana eating up a larger share of the broader NFT market. This is the world's shortest article. It's literally just a screenshot and then a shot of a tweet. Shout out to NFT Gator for creating the lowest effort content ever. Solana-based NFT marketplace Exchange.art creates royalties protection standard. Okay, so we've seen it. I'm not sharing the article. You got the point. We're seeing a bifurcation in this market. One is protecting royalties. One is going against royalties. Does the market care? Right now, it doesn't appear that it does, because a lot of the volume is going to actually royalty-free marketplaces is where we're seeing some of the most action. I'm going to jump on to the next. Okay, this is the most ridiculous bullshit article. Solana and VeChain holders are dumping the coins for the hideaways, HDWY. Investors are more likely to invest in newer and high potential currencies than to stick to these losing trades. The hideaways, a pre-sale token. This is like a paid article. I got to move on to the next one because this just feels like too sketchy. Actually, you know what I'll do? I'll bring you guys down the journey. I'm going to share my secret sauce. One moment. I'm going to give you, you're going to get access directly to the feed. So you can see how I do a little behind the scenes action. If you want to know how I get these articles, how I get this news, how I dive into this, why my computer is completely freezing. Holy shit. 1 second. I'm preserving memory. We're dying here. 1 second. I'm killing. Okay, I think we're good. I'm just killing apps left and right. My apologies. This is insane that I'm in this situation. But stand by for the secret because I'm about to give you the best juice that you've ever drank. Here we go. I'm sharing it. It's Feedly. If you're not a subscriber to Feedly, well, you're about to see how I end up going through all of this. All my articles are right here, and this is how I get them. GameStop NFT finally adds gaming assets to its growing marketplace. When we read this article on this morning show, I completely misinterpreted this, and I thought it was Immutable X which had done this. But they added Immutable X onto the GameStop marketplace. I love it. That's awesome. Is that going to drive activity on Immutable X? I don't know. Does anybody trade on the GameStop marketplace? If you've made a purchase on the GameStop marketplace, can you post in the comments that you've actually done that? I'm curious if literally anybody in the comments has bought one and what you bought. If you haven't, feel free to post that as well, and I'll pin it to the top. I'm scanning through. We're going to move on to some of the other articles as well, but I don't think a single person in the comments has actually purchased one. Revenue and relevance. Skateboarders open up about NFTs. Talk about a niche. NFT now, we've been waiting to find out what do skateboarders think about NFTs. Just remember that the world of skateboard is changing and many professionals are finding it difficult to keep up. I've been finding it difficult to keep up with the latest, with the world of skateboarding. All I end up watching is like YouTube videos of skateboarders. But with all the content creation platforms, skateboard content just comes and goes very quickly. I feel the exact same thing. It just comes and goes. Oh, you end up watching a video. Oh, someone did like remember when Tony Hawk's 900 was a big deal. Now it doesn't even matter. But it's getting tough out there for a skateboarder. And that's a situation that they've been dealing with. And so there's kids doing tricks at 5 years old that professional skateboarders weren't able to figure out until they were in their late 20s. Can you believe that? By the way, that's kind of what happens with every single industry. I'm going to be competing on the content front against 5-year-olds. I am, and you are competing against 5-year-olds when it comes to content. We see it on TikTok. Some kid does something funny. Oh my God, ha ha ha. That's what the situation is there. So I don't know what that has to do with NFTs though. OpenSea now auto detects and blocks stolen NFTs. I did see this. So they enabled a new feature where you can basically, if you post copied images onto OpenSea, they're basically going to block it. It also appears, this is separate. These are the stolen ones. The firm revealed a pair of new features designed to both protect users. One solution is aimed at preventing malicious links from appearing on OpenSea's own platform. It scans any links that users entered on the marketplace and disables them at any point. How often are people posting links on OpenSea? I don't feel like that's a common situation. Am I wrong? I don't know. I've never posted any links. If a real user interacted with a smart contract, someone mentioned simulating a kickflip. I'd rather just like do a kickflip. You know what I'm saying? On stream. I don't have a skateboard though. I need to get one. If a real user interacted with a smart contract, that is automated code that okay, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, I did see that they were doing this. They're detecting theft. But the real issue here has been how they block them. So, okay, they're making progress on this. The logistics of this is not clear to me what they're doing. This article doesn't come out and say that specifically, but I'd like to read into that a little bit more, and it's a worthwhile thing to explore and get a better understanding of. And that's great news to find out. MetaMask taps NFT Bank to allow users to see their NFT portfolio value. What? How did we miss this story? MetaMask is launching a new NFT portfolio product that better informs its users of their NFT holdings. The leading Web3 wallet has selected NFT Bank to power pricing information for more than 5,000 NFT collections owned by MetaMask users. Watch out, Rainbow Wallet. The NFT pricing specialist already caters to a number of big-time names. Okay. Product manager at MetaMask, portfolio dep added, continues to provide a rich NFT experience, and enabling pricing information for our users within the portfolio is another step forward. By the way, like if you want to keep track of your NFTs, the Solana wallet is actually, all the Solana wallets are like far better. And a lot of the new wallets coming out on other blockchains are just a better product. But this is super cool and really great to see that MetaMask is actually doing something that's relevant. They get a lot of flack, and deservedly, because they haven't innovated their product in nearly 2 years, and the user experience is absolute garbage. Like it's shocking to me that the largest player in the Ethereum space has not really made significant inroads. NFT art market size and revenue by 2028. NFT art market reports valuable information. What? Where's the actual summary? Okay, so I got to go purchase the report. This is a dumb article. My apologies. And it costs $3,500 for that report. Your boy's not paying for it. Rosie Labs teams up with Boarding Noah's ARC for playful NFT project to address and support serious environmental events. The New York City-based global marketing services collective, Rosie Labs. Never heard of them. Can't say that I'm interested. This sounds like they're just launching an NFT project. What is Boarding Noah's ARC? An artistic entertainment-based initiative designed to bring awareness to myriad global environmental concerns. They're going to launch at NFT London. Maybe Pio can check that out when he's in London. Probably won't. NFT insider trading charges viable despite not being a security. Jim Gatto is a partner. Okay, so this is just some National Law Review, and they're just saying that there could be insider trading charges. There already has been. I'm blanking on the guy from OpenSea that was charged, but that was something that already happened. So this lawyer is not ahead of the curve. Big airdrop from the top NFT collection. This is interesting. It's a sponsored post. Okay. Shout out to everyone doing the sponsored post. And we're going to wrap here in a minute and a half. How the top NFT creators make good NFT art. Bad article. Why relying solely on NFT growth could spell disaster for Litecoin investors. Well, I'll tell you why. Because it's on Litecoin. So that's why. In terms of any other news, you know what? I'm going to wrap it here. If you enjoy this sort of content, if you want to see it again, me running a show by myself, smash the like. Wait, no, it's lick the like, smash the subscribe, and make sure you join our channel because we're going to be creating more content. It's not all going to be by myself. In fact, I hope that it's not all by myself because it performs much better when there's multiples of us. But I appreciate you all taking the time today. I'll see you in the next episode, whether it's by myself or with other people. Have a great rest of your day. Shout out also to our sponsor, SoRare, by the way. Check them out at thenifty.com/SoRare. They're sponsoring all of our content at a minimum for this month. And we appreciate them as a sponsor. If you want to get, if you're into fantasy sports, you're going to want to go check that out. Thenifty.com/SoRare. Have a great day.